Hey guys, welcome to When Spirit Talks, the podcast that explores the realm of spirituality. Before we begin today, I wanted to share something I'm really grateful for. This podcast was recently honored as a Best Inspiration and Motivation Podcast in the 2026 Women Podcasters Awards, and I'm so grateful to be building this space with you. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that so many people are experiencing but often feel confused or overwhelmed by. A spiritual awakening is not just one moment. It occurs with layers. It occurs over time. So in this episode, I'm going to break it down in a way that makes sense. We're going to be talking about the early signs that your awakening is beginning, the deeper symptoms that don't usually get talked about, and the stages that will lead you into alignment with yourself. First, we're going to talk about the early signs of a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening often begins with subtle shifts, and the first thing you might notice is that you might feel disconnected. You might feel disconnected from your old identity, your relationships, or even the life that you were building, your job, your career, all of that. Things that used to feel comfortable and familiar might not feel that way anymore. And so it can feel unsettling at times. You might feel completely disconnected. But here's the thing. What's really happening is that your higher self is pulling you forward into the direction that your soul wants you to move forward in. Even if that means you have to step away from your current environment or the things that always kept you comfortable. And one of the biggest shifts is relationships changing. Some connections, some friendships, some relationships will naturally fall away. And I know it's not fun. It's not fun when you have friendships and relationships that used to feel so good that start unraveling and start feeling not so good. The people who are aligned with you and your soul will continue taking steps forward with you. And the ones who leave were not meant to move forward with you. Over time, you'll understand why things had to shift the way they did. The second sign is emotional release. And with this, you might feel big emotions coming up, and they might come up at the most unexpected times. You might feel like crying. You might feel super sensitive. You might feel triggered by things that you don't normally get upset by. These things might not even make sense to you in the moment. It might feel like you're taken aback. You're taken by surprise. And it's not really random. It's old emotional energy that is resurfacing so you can actually feel it, acknowledge it, and let it go. Your system, your body, your energy wants to recalibrate to a higher frequency, and this is how it does it. It needs to release the old to call in the new. The third sign is heightened intuition. So you might start to notice that your intuition is getting louder. Synchronicities are making an appearance. You are seeing signs, you are feeling the nudges, your body is responding before your mind can actually process and explain things. And that is how you know whether it's intuition or anxiety, because intuition comes with immediacy. It comes automatically. You don't have time to process or think about it or respond or second guess. So when your intuition starts to heighten, you're beginning to step into the new version of yourself that is so attuned to it. The fourth sign is sensitivity. So you might find that you're more sensitive to people, sounds, and environments that never really bothered you before. You might find that you can't even watch the news. You might find that you can't watch certain things on TV or you can't hear certain types of music. Things that you kind of tolerated at one point might be so heavy and so loud. You might even be feeling things with your body. So you might be feeling the energy of other people. You might be feeling their emotions. Your body is becoming attuned to the frequency of others, not just yourself. And yes, you are increasing the frequency of your own body and getting attuned to your own intuition. But often with that comes also paying attention to the things around you and their frequency as well. The fifth sign is craving solitude or silence. And it's not that you don't want to be around other people. It's that you need to recalibrate and recenter by yourself. It helps you regulate, it helps you reset, it helps you reconnect with yourself. And so if you've been someone who always liked alone time, you might be craving it even more. Your energy might be needing solitary time to decompress and reset. And if you are someone who never really liked being alone, it might be something new that you step into a little bit. Alone time might be a way for you to get back into your body, to release the energy of the day, of the people you were with, of the places you were in. And it becomes this reset point where you allow yourself to connect to your higher self and your soul on a deeper level. Now, with spiritual awakenings often comes shadow and deeper symptoms, and some of these might be a little bit more challenging. Some of this might end up being confusing for you, especially because it doesn't always feel like the enlightened, spiritual, happy moments that people talk about when they're undergoing a spiritual awakening. And the first thing is that you might start questioning everything. You might question your identity, your job, your relationships, your purpose, what you're doing, your actions, your beliefs. Everything might start to shift as you realign to who you want to be. Again, you might experience some old emotions coming to the surface. And again, these emotions are usually heavy. They are the ones you don't want to think about. They're the ones that you thought you already healed. They are the ones that were so difficult for you to process that you pushed them to the side. And that's what I talk about in my book, Uncovering the Shadows, so that you can bring them to the light and heal them. If it's something you thought you already healed from, just know that you didn't fail. You did a great job, but there's another layer that's coming to be unraveled. There's another layer that you need to look into. There's another layer that you need to release. And so they're coming back, these emotions, these memories are coming back with a higher layer of awareness so you can fully release them and continue moving forward with this higher vibrational energy. Another thing is sleep disruption. So you might find that you wake up in the middle of the night, you can't fall back asleep, you're having crazy vivid dreams, or even if you're sleeping, you feel exhausted in the morning. And it's not just you, and yes, it's important to get more rest, but at the same time, your subconscious, your energy is being processed and shifted as you sleep. Your intuition is being activated. Your spiritual guides are communicating with you when you sleep. And so even though you're sleeping, your sleep might be disrupted because energetically your body is recalibrating and realigning. Another thing that happens is that you might feel a bit alone, even though you're not alone. And you might feel like you're isolated. You might feel like no one understands you. You might feel a bit confused. And it's because you're undergoing this spiritual awakening that no one else can undergo with you. You are the only one who can process things the way you process them. No one else can experience it this way. And so it's important to not isolate yourself completely. Yes, take the alone time that I brought up before because it might help you recalibrate, but also stay connected to the people that you love and the people that understand you. Stay connected to people who you can have fun with. Even if they don't understand what you're going through, stay connected with the people that you can be around that make you feel good, that make you feel happy. And lastly, another thing that's going to happen is that your intuition becomes undeniable. It's loud, it's clear, you can't ignore it. And this means that sometimes you might sense the intentions or motivations or energies of other people in your life, and you might start to perceive them a bit differently. Your intuition is guiding you to process and understand the people and the environments around you. And it's not just your thoughts anymore. It's not just previous experiences. You are picking up on their energy. So the stages of a spiritual awakening, they're not random. It often does show these signs or these challenges. It shows a progression. And the first thing that happens is often something that triggers you. There's a moment in time where something happens to disrupt your life. It could be something major, like a breakup, someone passing away, a loss, a shift in your identity, or a breaking point, like a rock bottom moment that opens the door to a spiritual awakening. Your human form has been brought to the lowest of the low so that you can step through to the next version of yourself. And the second stage is emotional clearing. So all of the emotions that I've talked about that were starting to come up, they're going to come full force. You might feel old memories, old emotions. You might start noticing patterns that you do, things that you do that are no longer good for you. You might notice the things that you used to think about, that you used to say, that you don't really resonate anymore. You begin to resist and release the patterns that don't serve you anymore, whether they're patterns in your own life that you are using or patterns that other people are exhibiting when they're around you. The third stage is intuition activation. And again, you've already started to find these little intuitive nudges and downloads, but you might be feeling intuitively guided towards new paths, new healing, new learning, new people, new experiences that are aligned with your soul and where your soul wants to grow. So if you get the nudge to learn something new or to take a class or to go join a new gym, listen to it, because it might be something that your soul wants you to do. You might meet someone new, you might learn a new lesson, but the experience that you're going to receive when you step into that doorway is going to be aligned with your soul. The fourth stage is alignment, and this is where things begin to settle down a bit. It doesn't seem to be as chaotic. It's not as surprising. It feels more like home, and so you feel more at home in your body. You might start to be able to set boundaries a bit better and develop stronger boundaries. You might feel more clear about what you want to do with your life. You might get more clarity around the relationships that you desire or the career that you want or the people you want to keep in your circle. You might even feel a stronger sense of strength and stability within yourself. You'll start to feel more like yourself, and not the version of yourself that you had to step into because you were scared of the way other people would think about you, but you step into the version of yourself that is aligned. And when you start stepping into the aligned version of yourself, life starts to grow in amazing ways. Life starts to change and shift. And this is where things get really exciting because you're kind of on a roll. The little snowball that you were making when you started out on the spiritual awakening has tumbled into a huge snowball. You are a completely different person. Yes, you might have the same people in your life, but you view the world differently. These signs are just the beginning. And again, I know it can be overwhelming, but it could also be really, really exciting and really, really fun because you're going to notice who you are at the end was not who you are in the beginning. You're going to see your growth one step at a time. You're going to feel aligned and safe and so much happier. So I would love to know, out of all of these signs, which is the one that you're noticing the most. Send me a DM on Instagram at I am Stephanie Ruth with an F, or visit my website, liveandbreathereiki.com. I would love to hear where you are in your journey. And if you're going through a spiritual awakening, just remember you are not alone. I love sharing these tips on my YouTube channel at I am Stephanie Ruth, and it's Stephanie with an F. So start tuning into your intuition. Start noticing what's coming up for you. Start being curious about why you might feel like things are shifting in your life. And if you're finding that you're wanting to discover more about your intuition and your psychic abilities, I have a video on the signs that you might be psychic on my YouTube channel. So you can go watch that video and see if your psychic senses are coming in a bit more. And if you are ready to take the next step, you can join my Psychic Clair Development Program to help you fine-tune your 8 psychic senses and heal along the way. As always, thank you so much for your support. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review or a rating and follow me. It will help spread the word and reach more people. And until next time, when Spirit talks, it's time to listen.